on average, 1.5% month on month. My first question to you, do you think that's a rate of change or an increase that should be worrying policymakers?
Well, actually, for the growth rate of real estate investment in the past 8 months remained quite stable, stayed around 10%. But this number was increased by 3 percentage points if we compare with the end of last year. So, and the major reason for this increase was due to the increase of land supply by local government, who were trying very hard to balance the demand and supply.
Sabrina, tell me, what about the fact that we've got second and third tier cities now which are outperforming tier one cities? That's probably good news for policymakers, wouldn't you think?
Well, actually, for one of our concerns is basically focused on the third and fourth tier cities. The major reason for that is because depending on the PSL, which stands for the pledged supplementary lendings for the shanty city buildings, and this pending will definitely have the big impact on the China real estate investment.
Tell me something here. Let's just get to the developers, because they've been raising money. They've had lots of bond issue, and so this has raised a few eyebrows, because their attempts at hoarding cash have proved to be pretty difficult. Why is that the case? And are you concerned about their position, financially speaking, looking ahead? Of course, not all of them, but some of them.
Well, actually, the Chinese developers have been facing difficulties on increasing their financing by issuing bond and equities ever since 2016. And we expect that around 40 billion RMB debt is expected to mature in 2018. But some big developers still continue to issue bonds in overseas market to raise money. But that only applies to big developers, and small developers were forced to sell their assets to raise money to pay their debts. And as a result, the market will see more consolidations. And if we see the data for the top 30 developers, their market share increased from 18% in 2008 to 34% in last year.
How does that change the industry then, Sabrina? Because these large developers, the latest earnings report, they've reported good results, but I'm guessing the cash flow situation isn't as good. Help us understand what the cash flow situation looks like, and those balance sheets as well.
Well, actually, even the big developers has the challenges on getting enough finance, and this definitely will the developers has to stay very cautious on their further development, because they have suffering some cash flow problems. And also in the meantime, if we see the data that in July the newly completed home area, the growth rate was minus 12.2%, and this number was always kept negative in the past 1 year. This showed the lack of confidence and reluctancy on further development from the developers.